Kraut did another video. Oh my goodness. And it was quick, it was what, a week, 10 days since the last video? And here he is hitting us with another one, but this one was different. Yeah, this one had a target. It wasn't just talking about Dresden or historicism or some shit like that, some shit that Kraut knows nothing about. This time, he did a hit piece on a fellow YouTuber, on Black Pigeon Speaks. Now, Black Pigeon Speaks and this video, it was interesting. Because, see, this video was better written and better structured than the other videos that Kraut has done. Although, there were a lot of problems with it, okay? Because the video that Kraut made didn't address what Black Pigeon Speaks is saying in his body of work. Kraut started off his video nitpicking on Black Pigeon Speaks for making mistakes and citing things that were incorrect or sort of like, memes but not truth kind of thing. And, okay, fair point. He got Black Pigeon Speaks on a number of issues where Black Pigeon Speaks was not quite talking out of his ass, but not quite correct. But they were nitpicky facts. All right? Nitpicky facts that didn't really address the overarching arguments that Black Pigeon Speaks has been making for the past, Black Pigeon has been producing videos for the last 3-4 years now. And so it was like, a thing here, a thing there. Kraut went on and on about how some of the people from the Grenfell, whatever it's fucking called, in London, last year, that Black Pigeon Speaks claimed that they were moved to housing that was worth £6.4 million or something like that, which wasn't accurate. It was the median home price or the maximum home price was $6.4 million. Okay, we get it. Black Pigeon Speaks played a bit loosey-goosey with the facts. Now, the more serious charge that Kraut leveled was that he came across, a good half dozen instances where Black Pigeon Speaks seemed to have lifted material from other writers. Now, he didn't quote them like verbatim, but sort of like quoted them enough that it's sort of like, yeah, it's kind of plagiarism, He found half a dozen instances, and I'm sure that Kraut and his little minions must have combed through all Black Pigeon Speaks videos looking for plagiarism. So if he found those half dozen instances, they are probably the only instances, and how could I put this? It was wrong of Black Pigeon Speaks to just lift material from other people, but again, it's not really refuting Black Pigeon Speaks' arguments. It's saying that, okay, he's sloppy with his facts, and sometimes he lifts passages from other writers. But his overarching argument that the West is going down the tubes, is that wrong? Is that factually incorrect? No, it is not. Is Black Pigeon Speaks maybe gilding the lily with some of the facts to make it a little bit sexier, sexying up the facts? Yeah, he is. Is Black Pigeon Speaks guilty of lifting passages in at least a half a dozen instances from other sources, written sources? Yeah, he did. So what? I mean, really, who gives a shit, right? Because, first of all, Black Pigeon Speaks, as he says, as everybody knows, is just making commentary on the news. He perennially cites mainstream articles, precisely so it's harder for him to be put into limited state, as he regularly is. And Kraut claims that Black Pigeon Speaks citing mainstream sources is somehow, passing a fast one on the viewer. No, that's the whole point of Black Pigeon Speaks. He's citing mainstream journalists, mainstream news sources, okay? So Kraut was not really scoring any points off of Black Pigeon Speaks. He did score a couple of direct hits with the plagiarism stuff. I personally don't find that important because it's relatively limited. And again, Black Pigeon Speaks was making arguments about the facts and what's going on in Western civilization that he lifted some passages from other better writers than him. I think that's kind of like, he shouldn't have done it. Am I going to burn him at the stake over that? Not really. No, So, naughty Black Pigeon speaks. Now, don't do that again. But, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? They're YouTube videos, man. They're YouTube videos. It's a fucking hobby. It's a pastime. It's something you do for fun. So if he, plays a little loose with the facts, with the strict facts, sexies up his facts sometimes, and if he lifts a few passages here and there, who cares? Because, again, this is just YouTube videos. And Black Pigeon Speaks is not setting himself up as like the next Edward R. Murrow or some shit like that, okay? So, no, if it were Tim Pool, then I'd take it a lot more seriously. Somebody like Tim Pool or Luke Rutkowski or Lauren Southern, people who are actively trying to be journalists. But Black Pigeon Speaks is not a journalist, and everybody knows that. He's an entertainer. He is preaching to the choir. And I don't have a problem with that, because I'm one of the choir members, and I really like being preached to by BPS. So all good as far as I'm concerned. But I want to note this change in Kraut's strategy, because I think it's interesting. See, because I've been cracking my skull, wondering why this fuckstick is doing videos still. Because every time he releases a video, he goes down in viewership, in subscriber base. I mean, he gets fewer viewers. What's his game? Because he's running an op, and I realize what the op is, and now I get it. See, it never ended. Remember the gay server, the gay Discord server back in December of 17, where he was assembling an enemies list, or a target list, that was it, target list, and somebody said, oh, we should change the name because it's not very good optics. You think? Anyway, that objective, that target list, it never went away. Kraut is hell-bent for leather on nailing all of those people on his hit list. I'm putting up the hit list now as I'm speaking so that you can recall who those people were. His enemies, or the people that he think are right-wing evildoers who should be stopped, I say. He's going after them. And the reason he's going after them, and now I see his game. It's an interesting game. He's trying to help those people who put together the alternative influencer network, trying to help the SJWs, the left-wingers, the mainstream media in identifying and silencing those dissenting voices. That's his game. And his game plan is to do these videos hitting on people who will eventually be suppressed and saying, hey, see, I was one of the good guys. I was on the right side of history. He's this little Quisling fuck who's helping the Nazis. That's who he is. That's what Kraut is. He is a Quisling helping the SJWs identify and bring down the people that they don't like. So he's going to be doing more of these videos. I mean, I certainly am one of the targets because I'm both an enemy and a right-winger, and so, of course, he hates my guts and wants me gone, and he did a video on me, right? Ditto with, what's her name, Aiden Paladin, and now Black Pigeon Speaks. Yeah, and there are going to be more videos like this of other people, influential YouTubers, right-wing YouTubers. And his goal is to build for himself a nice little portfolio of hit piece videos where he could point to and say, see, I was on the right side, so you should give me some kind of prize. See, I'm an alternative influencer, but I'm one of the good guys, so you should help me. That's what Kraut plans to do. That's what Kraut's up to. The son of a bitch is going to be the sellout. He's going to be a collaborator. That's what he's planning on doing. That's what he's trying to position himself as. That's what this fuckstick is up to. And that's, I mean, I've been cracking my skull trying to figure out why on earth would this guy, with the fragile ego that he has, why is he continuing to put out videos? Why? You always have to ask the why question. See, the why question is the key question. Why was he doing this? Even though, because of his fragile ego, every time he put out a video, it must have hurt his self-esteem, his self-respect, whatever, little globs of that crap are still left in his rotten soul. Yeah, he must have it must have eaten away at him quite a bit to watch as every time he releases a video, it goes down in viewers and subscribers every single time. To see him being mocked by guys like me, mocked for having the wrong fucking facts, for confusing, Voltaire died before the French Revolution, you fuckstick. Yeah, that must have been annoying to the guy. Yeah, it must have eaten away at him. It must be eating away at him. But why was he continuing with this punishment? And now I see. He has hope. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can make you do crazy things, insane things, evil things. Hope can drive an ordinary, trivial little nothing like Kraut into doing truly despicable things. And he is a Quisling who is setting up these videos to be the calling card and the entry fee to the SJW regime that is taking over YouTube. Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants to get on the good side of the Nazis. He's a Quisling.